Hi.
Hi there. I'm Marcel.
Hi, Marcel.
Hi.
I'm Judith.
Judith?
Yes, nice to meet you.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Nice to meet you.
Okay, come into my office.
Thank you.
You can have a seat.
Thank you.
You are very welcome. Just gonna sit down too. So, how was your travel in?
It was good. It was good. I had a friend drop me off last time, and he dropped me off again this time. So that was nice. It's better than taking the bus. You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure. So you guys found it okay? No problems.
Mm-hmm.
So were you able to get something to eat this morning?
Yep.
Yeah. So you're okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I have some water here for you.
Oh,
I
awesome.
drink water as well. Because we tend to get parched as we're probably gonna talk a lot. So here's your water.
Thank you.
This is mine. Put this over here. So whenever you feel like you need a little bit of a water break, feel free. Don't worry about it. What we're gonna talk about today, I know that you were in here probably like a month ago or so.
I think it was last week.
Oh, you were in here last week.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you were talking to one of our counselors, Samina?
Samina, yeah.
Okay, and how did it go?
It was good. It was a little emotional at times. I got a little emotional. I felt, but I thought it was good. I mean, I know it's, sometimes it's like, you don't want to talk about things and whatever, but I kind of want to move forward with just my life in general. So it's good to get some garbage out of the system.
Out of the way, in the back.
Yes.
Well, the first step is the fact that you're here, and it's your second time, so we really, 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 really do appreciate it. And thank you for allowing me to do your next session as well. So before we get started, the same thing that I'm not sure if you remember that Samina went through, which is called our confidentiality policy. I'm not sure if you remember too much about it, but basically with confidentiality, so what happens that anything that you discuss in here will be kept confidential. We try definitely our best to keep everything confidential. And as well for myself, I definitely try not to write down literally everything that you tell me. Should in case our notes were to get subpoenaed through the courts, at least then we would probably keep it more on things that you tell me, so it's not just everything throughout your entire life. Some of the reasons why confidentiality might be broken. So some reasons why, let's say for example, we might have to divulge some of the notes that we took here today would be if there's immediate harm to yourself. But that'd be something that would be discussed, and at the end of the session I'll see where you are in terms of harming yourself. Because we want to make sure at the end of the day that you'll be safe, especially after leaving here. I don't want anything to happen to you. You've come so far. So we want to definitely see you progress and become a lot better. If there's harm to anyone else, like the general public, if you feel like you're going to harm someone, kill them, whatever it is, just be on the safe side. Nothing will happen. But we just want to make sure that everyone's going to be okay. And then definitely any type of danger towards a minor. Right? Those would be some of the three main reasons why we have to break confidentiality should in case it arises. But hopefully everything goes well and we will never have to go through that realm. So what I have here is all of our clients have to print them. So every time you come in, it's just a procedure that we take just to make sure we're on the safe side for your safety as well as for ours. So I want you to read over it. If there's anything on here that you don't understand, please take your time and read it, and then you can ask me. It's a 2-sided paper, so print and then sign here, and at the bottom I'll also sign. And if you don't feel comfortable, if you have more questions, just let me know. Okay? And I'll give you a pen.
I think I remember reading this last time. Last year.
And while you're reading that, I'm just going to get some of our notes ready. I was able to get them through Samina. So we're just going to touch base on a little bit just to catch myself up to speed. I was able to go over it last night prior to the session starting. So I have a little bit of synopsis of what you've actually gone through, but I want to actually touch base a little bit more. We can divulge. Hopefully we can get into a little bit more information probably about your past and see what we can do to progress for the future. Okay? Awesome, thank you. Any questions?
Nope.
So I'm going to sign it as well. like your signature. It's very nice.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Awesome. Okay, so I'm going to put this in our file, so it will always be there for you. And if you do want to look over it, by all means, this is yours as well, so you can look at it over anytime. Okay? So in the last session with Samina, I do see that you guys actually talked, where you got to know each other. So you talked about things that actually happened in your life, things that you've actually gone through, and where you're staying. As well. So since the last meeting, were you able to find permanent residence anywhere? No. Are you still staying with friends?
Well, I stayed with a friend over the weekend, but I'm back at the shelter actually.
So are you more full time at the shelter now? Okay. So breakfast, lunch, and dinner is mostly at the shelter?
Yeah, or else other soup kitchens around the city. It depends where I'm at, right? Like, but yeah, normally I'm at the shelter.
Okay. Were you able to meet any new people?
No.
No? And how do you find the services at the shelter right now in terms of finding employment or finding housing?
Well, I just again, it's not like that's a priority. I can't get a house or apartment or whatever. I don't have no income, and I don't know kind of how to. Like, I don't even have my grade 9. I don't have my high school. I've never really worked a job before.
Okay. Did you guys actually discuss going back to school for obtaining your credits or continuing education? Like, how do you feel about that?
I don't know. I mean, that's 4 years. I can't picture going to school for 4 years. Heard of people doing it like part-time.
Yes.
That could be good.
Okay.
That could be good.
So you wouldn't mind doing that? It wouldn't be something that you can do all at once. There are students that actually do go part-time, and you go as like a per course, like on a per course basis.
Yeah.
So if mathematics is obviously this semester, you can probably take mathematics and let's say an extra, like an elective. And you can combine it together. Maybe you can go in the morning or the afternoon, depending on what kind of person you are.
Yeah.
Some people love mornings, some people hate mornings, some people love afternoons. So it just depends on where you see yourself fit. But I can get you some really cool pamphlets on some schools that would be really accepting for you to come to. And it would be it's kids from all walks of life that would be there. And you'd probably meet a lot of interesting people, probably from similar or almost interesting backgrounds. So you can also get to know them as well. Okay?
That'd be cool.
Would that be an option that you'd want to look into?
I like meeting new people.
Right.
Yeah.
And I definitely want you to go to school so you can start to feel better too, right? Because do you find that not having a job is due to your lack of education? Or do you just feel like it's just a combination of everything?
Like everything. Like I said, I don't know. It's, I mean, I wish I had kind of gotten a job right away or whatever, but I kept putting it off. Like, they're not going to take me. They're not going to take me. You know, so it's just nerve wracking kind of the idea of even applying anywhere when I don't have any skills at anything. Like, I'd be nervous to work at McDonald's, you know, like, because I'm sure even though they're younger than me some of the time, you know,
right.
It's like I feel like they're smarter than me, and I don't, you know, I just feel like everyone's going to call me out, you know.
Well, that's not true, Kim. You're extremely smart. You've had the courage to come in here and to sit down with us. A lot of people, even people that have PhDs and the most high educated degrees, cannot sit down and sit with a counselor or someone to literally talk about their entire life. Another thing I forgot to tell you is I'm going to be writing down some notes. I'm not sure if Selena told you that as well, but I forgot to tell you. So I don't want you to feel like I'm just writing and I'm not listening. Sometimes I'll just be writing just to fill it in so that we can figure out for our next session where we are and what we need to achieve. But yes, I know a lot of people feel, even I have days where you just don't feel like you're adequate enough, but that's not the case scenario. You're extremely smart and you're driven. And if you made it 21 years on this earth and you left home at 14 years old, you're amazing. So power to you. Okay? So don't ever feel that way, but we're definitely going to get you on the right track. So, from here, you can probably look back a month from now and just see the success that you've actually overcome. Okay?
Really good.
So what I'm going to do, I know that you and Samina actually worked on something called the critical timeline, where she outlined things that happened, I guess, from like the day that you were born onward.
I wasn't really helpful with that. I just don't think that anything that happened, with my parents has anything to do with me now. I want to leave that.
You want to leave your parents out of any type of future conversation?
Kind of.
Okay.
Yes. So I mean, they're there, or my mom's still around somewhere, but I don't even, I don't think she ever thought of me, so I don't think why I should have to think about her.
Okay. Well, that's fair to say. So we will leave your parents out of that. So what I want to do is, this is something that we do with all of our clients, is just try to figure out where we are and who you have to connect with. So let's say, for example, the next time you're in here, you're having a bad day. At least I can try to fish around to find some kind of connection for you to feel a lot more closer at home, or maybe within yourself, maybe it's reading, going for a walk, going to the gym, those type of exercises, because it doesn't only help me, but it also helps you as well. Okay? So in this basically exercise, what we're going to do is I'm going to write down people that are in your household, people that you connect with, people that you feel, whether or not it's a family or whether or not it's a friend, they're all family. So look at everyone as that you consider family, either biologically or even just literally just as friends. Okay? So in your household, I would put you first. So that is Marcel. And who would be the next person that would be close to you?
I don't know. Well, Keith and John have helped me out in the past. They're married, and I guess they've I don't want to say mentor, but they've definitely helped me just with things, getting to know the city and everything else like that. They're older though, like a lot older, so it's not. We're not part of the same scene, but sometimes we'll meet for lunch or.
That's nice. Or like for coffee. Okay, that's nice. So, have you ever stayed with them?
I have in the past, but I was, and I understand because at the time I was I guess drugs have been on and off for me, and I just. They can't have me in their house anymore, and I understand why, but they're still.
But you're still able to maintain a relationship with them. That's amazing. Okay, so now we can put Keith and John. We'll put them as part of your household, and then we'll also do it as a part of your extended family. I know that with Samina, I was going over the notes that you have a sister.
I do, and it's like she's. Sometimes I think it's hard for us to see each other because it kind of brings up the past, even though we don't bring up the past, but
it's still there, so it's underlining.
It is, and it's just that's where it's kind of hard. It's like we can talk and everything like that, but I think that I remind her of the bad situation, and she reminds me of the bad situation. So sometimes we get emotional and we just start yelling at each other, and I feel like, it's mom and dad all over again.
There's a big disconnect somewhere there.
Yeah, but again, like she's doing good, and I'm really like she has a boyfriend who she's living with, and I just I wish that I could reconnect with her, but I don't want to be on the street junkie.
Yeah. You want to be at a good level.
Yeah. So she doesn't see like. When she said, you're just like your father, and I lost it on her, and we didn't talk for like 2 years, but again, I understand kind of where she was coming from with that.
Yeah.
But so no, I'd just like to get back on base with her once I'm kind of doing better.
Well, that's a really good plan. So your sister. Do you have any type of cultural, religious things that nothing? Okay. And in terms of your health, how do you feel for access to healthcare? How do you go to a doctor?
The last time, I don't know. I went to a sexual health clinic because, like, I mean, the only type of work I've ever done is, I guess you could say, sex work.
Okay.
And once there was these two guys, and I didn't want to go, but anyway, so I ended up getting hurt from that because whatever, that was about like a year and a half ago, I think, and I think that was the last time I was at the doctor, so I haven't been since.
So you haven't been in a while.
No.
Do you have a health card?
I'm sure I did at one point, but
Okay.
I don't anymore.
Okay, well that's something that we can work on as well. What do you like to do for fun?
I guess party.
Party? Where? Where do you like to party?
Wherever the party is. It's pretty well, it's like I don't have a phone or the internet or stuff like that, so it's always kind of on the community when you hear something's going on or somebody's throwing a bash at their place or we're all meeting up at a club. I just go with the flow,
Okay.
But I like
so
dancing.
Whenever there's a party, so you like dancing. Well, that's fun. That's really good.
Okay.
So who do you go to parties with? Friends?
Friends. Other people who have either stayed at a shelter before, or other people, kind of, I guess, LGBT community, I guess you can say, but, but straight people too.
Well, there's nothing wrong with going where you hang out with. Well, that's good. Got a good variety.
Mm-hmm.
So besides partying and dancing, is there anything else that you like to do for fun?
No, anything. It's kind of.
Or even for recreational fun, let's say like reading or walking. What do you do to relax? What do you do to, like, if you get really upset, like, how do you calm yourself down?
I don't know, I guess I go for walks. It's not much to do, like I say, when you've not got television. Sometimes I just go through department stores and I sit on different couches. I don't know. It's silly.
What does that do for you when you go to department stores and sit on different couches?
I feel like this could be my couch. I mean, it's silly.
No, that's not silly.
But, yeah, I don't know. I know I can't afford furniture or whatever, but I think, maybe one day I'll have a dining room table.
Of course you will. And then even if so, like, it's also a really good escape because I find that if you really want something, when you're sitting in that place, you can eventually see yourself getting and sitting on that couch, right? So that's really good. So that's a really good way for you to calm yourself down. So if you were to be upset after today, if you go to the mall and sit on the couch, what else would you think that you'd do? Read a book? Would you?
Well, I'm not too much into reading. I mean, I don't know.
About walks, going for nature walks?
Well, yeah, pretty well. Like, I mean, I like hanging out with people as well, so sometimes I just go back to the shelter and I see who's hanging about, and maybe we'll go for a walk or see what's what, or, sometimes they have bands on the lake shore, and I mean, that's free. Free is one of the most important things, right?
It absolutely is. That's really good.
So we just kind of, just walk around and look for interesting things, I guess,
Okay. Partying. Okay, and then school is definitely something that we will work on or work towards. What was your last grade that you completed? You said it was grade 9?
No, I hadn't even finished grade 9.
So you didn't finish it. Did you follow after the first semester?
It was as soon as my dad kicked me out, and that was right before Christmas.
Okay, so I guess like first semester. And was this back like in your hometown?
Well, I'm from Toronto. I'm from York or whatever, but I mean, it's all just Toronto now.
Okay.
Right? So.
Do you have any other extended family besides your sister, like aunts, uncles?
If cousins? I did, we never met.
Oh, okay.
My parents didn't like their parents or their family.
Oh, really? So it was just like you and your sister and your parents growing up. Okay. Wow. Okay, so I have a little bit to work on. So basically all I wrote down was everything that we talked about. Mm-hmm. And then at least these are things that we'll actually build on during the next session, and we'll see where we are. But I want to just see in terms of communication, and not even just communication, but also just seeing where you are. So if we were to go through something, I can always lead back to this and see who you can connect with, or if something, if you're having a bad day, you can try to rehash anything that happened in the session. So I know that you and Selena had talked about different things in your life, like going through some of the things. I just wanted to also touch base with when you get angry. Is there anything that might be a trigger for you?
I don't know. I tend to just only come on them when things bother me or whatever. Like I mean, I don't like anyone telling me what to do, but at the same time, if somebody cares about me, then I think they just care about me, and so sometimes that's confusing. But normally, I'll just leave and then find somewhere to cry. Because like I say, it's not shelter isn't my home. My friend's couch isn't my home.
Right.
Any guy I'm staying with or whatever, that's not my home. So I never feel safe in those locations. I go to a park or whatever, and I just kind of want to be on my own, and that's sometimes difficult when you're
Yeah.
out in the open and you've not got a place.
Have you ever had your own place? So you've always lived with either your family or friends?
Or whoever I'm with. If I'm in a relationship at the time, then I'll stay with them.
So but it's not really like your place together?
No.
Okay, and from your last session until, so I guess from last week until this week, how do you feel in terms of like your mood, or how do you feel in terms of the progression that you've made in the last 7 days? We want to see where you're at, see what we can work on for the next session.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I'm good. You keep scheduling appointments. I'll keep coming because I don't know what else to kind of do.
Okay. Well, at least you're coming, so that's good.
Yeah.
So, in terms of your health and eating, you're eating at the shelter and you're eating as often as you can when the meals are provided. Okay. And what about the group sessions that the shelter offers? Are you attending those?
I have in the past, but then some people get really emotional, and then it's like I don't want to go through this again, and I'd rather talk about right now than the past. And not everyone, but sometimes somebody gets into the past, and it's like
Is that too much for you?
I don't want to hear, because then it's like it starts all over again, and I'm just like, oh my goodness.
So what do you think that you can do? Like if you're in a group session and someone starts talking about their past, let's say they start talking about their father, and that might be a trigger for you. How do you think you'd be able to cope with it? But still staying in the session, or not, maybe finding a way to leave? Would you leave?
Like I said, I don't like showing too much emotion. It's like when you show people how you feel, they can use that against you.
So do you feel extremely vulnerable when you go to group meetings? Did you find anyone in a group meeting that you can connect with?
Oh, I have in the past. Like I say, I've it's not always that I've gone, but I have met people. And actually, like one of my friends, Janie, she left at the same time as me, and then we ended up talking ourselves about why we left. But it was kind of like the same thing. So, but it's just I couldn't stand hearing it like that. The room was so silent and their voice was so it was just.
It's almost like an echo.
I made it like 10 times as big, as loud. I don't know if that makes sense.
So what did you and Janie do after you left the group meeting?
We just went to the park, and then we just kind of talked about just kind of like the right now, the being in the shelter, and we got into a little bit about the past. But for both of us, that's a bit of a.
Is it very, very touchy? Did Jenny open up to you about her past as well? Is that where you guys were able to connect?
A little. Like you say, as soon as one of us started getting emotional, we'd just be like, we'd just like calm down. But and she's doing well, and so I'm happy for her.
It's good. I guess now we can. What I want to maybe touch base on, or maybe try to figure out, is maybe get a way for you to, if any kind of trigger happens, maybe get a way for you to try to center yourself. That could be something that we can work on during this session. Some of the things that we like to do, or even myself, like as an actual worker, if things start to agitate me, I go through like breathing techniques. I use it on myself and even on other clients as well, and I find that it really does help. Okay. So I'm not sure if you've actually ever tried it. So you
do breathe all the time.
We all breathe. So if you don't mind, would you want to try one with me?
Sure, teach me how to breathe. No.
So just if you just relax and don't think about anything. You're so funny. So if you sit, I'd probably say sit squarely like this. And at the tip of your chair, take your palms and just place them on your hand, on your legs like this. And then just close your eyes and just think about not necessarily being here in this session. Just think about the most peaceful place in your time that you've ever been.
Okay.
And now close your eyes. Okay. And now take a deep breath in. And hold it. Now breathe out slowly. And now we're going to do it 2 more times. Now breathe in. Big deep breath. Hold it. And now breathe out. And 1 more time, breathe in, big deep breath, hold it, and now let it out. And now open your eyes. So it's not going to work all the time, but at times, even if you're in a group meeting or if someone, even an interaction that you have where you probably feel agitated or you feel like you're about to get angry because it's a touchy subject, try to use those. You don't have to stop dead in the tracks and try that, but go to a corner or maybe just pull yourself aside and just try that and see if that helps to relax you. I find that even for myself, because even as us, we do get stressed out. That's something that really does help me as well, and I find that it's very calming. Yeah. So anything that was on your mind, it's not even relevant anymore.
I mean, my shoulders feel better.
Really? Yeah. See that? Shake it off. But I'm glad that you're enjoying yourself, so that's really good. So for the next session that's coming up, what I want to touch base on is I am going to give you some pamphlets on the schooling because I want you to definitely reach out to some of them. Have you been to our computer lab? No? Okay, so I'm going to, after the session, I'm going to walk you down there and I can sit with you for a bit and then I can show you, have you used the computer
I've
before?
used the computer before, it's just I'm not the best at everyone knows how to do a lot more than me, let's just put it that way.
Okay, well we do have counselors that are in there, like employment counselors that are in the actual employment room that we actually have here. So it's a computer lab and there's like 10 different computers that are there. When you walk into the room, all you do is sign in. And when you're leaving, you sign out. So you're on the computer. You have up to 2 hours as long as it's not busy. If it's not busy, you can stay as long as you need. So I'm going to go down there and show you some of the websites that you can go on to go through schooling. You can also do schooling online as well if you really wanted to. But I wouldn't mind seeing you try to get out there in the community and get into a classroom. And that way you can also see people that are around, even like some of the same ages, even some of the circumstances that you're coming from, so that you guys can all bound together. And it will give you another social aspect of getting back in the community, and then hopefully we can get into employment after that. Okay? For sure. So that's something that I'm gonna work on with you for today. So then next week, what I want you to do is bring with me some of the courses that actually interest you that you want to take. And then bring it to the session, and then we'll go over it, and then we can see if you're ready. After the next session, if we can go online and we can sign you up for some courses, and then decide whether or not you want to take some of the courses online or if you're ready to get back into school itself. And then I'm also going to show you the employment board. And what the employment board is that any little job postings that come up, whether it's full-time or part-time, it's for everyone that is in the shelter. It's for you to go into and do your resume as well. And the employment services actually has counselors that will help you with your resume as well. So those are some of the 3 things that we're going to target. And I want you to work on your breathing techniques as well. And please keep going to your group session. So if anything does happen, just practice that. And if you really do feel uncomfortable, by all means, just leave. Okay? And then we'll touch base on it. And then for the next session, what I want you to do is something called a journal. Have you heard of journaling before?
Like a diary?
Yeah, like a diary. But not a diary in a sense where you're probably thinking like, oh my God, I'm putting like, I like this person in it. Yeah. But in a journal, I want you to write down things that you've actually gone through in the week even if it's how you're feeling, even if you're angry, even if there's curse words in there, write down exactly how you're feeling and what you think triggered it.
Yeah.
If you're having a good day, write it down as well. If you had a good meal, write it down.
When we're done the computer lab, you're gonna have to write this down.
Oh, I will write everything down for you.
I won't remember all of
this. That's not a problem. I
Okay.
actually pre-wrote some of the stuff down for you as we went. So you don't have to worry about that. So it's right here. So you're gonna take this with you, and then you just go over everything that we talked about. So everything will be there and be refreshed in you. And then next week when you come in, I'm pretty sure you'll have a lot to talk about. And a lot of things that you went through. But it was really nice seeing you. Do you have any questions or any concerns about the session?
Just need the next session, and I guess that's good.
Well, you've come a long way, Marcel, and thanks for being here. So the next session will be next week, Wednesday. Do you want a morning or afternoon session? Let me write it down.
If it could be the same time again, I don't know. I like it to be consistent because otherwise I'll forget.
You want everything to be strategic.
So
okay, so we'll do 10?
10 o'clock, yeah, because that's when I met with Sunil.
No problem. So we'll do next week, Wednesday at 10 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
And we will see you. I know that you'll remember. Do you want me to write it on this paper as well?
Please.
So 10 a.m. next Wednesday. Awesome. Okay, so we're gonna go to the computer lab and I'm gonna show you what to do.
Hey, thank you so
remember to bring your water.
Oh,
You're
cheers.
welcome.
Yay. It gets easier every time I come.
Every day. And the fact that you already came to 2 sessions, you're awesome.
Yay. Thank you, Judah.
You're welcome.